Good morning. Welcome again to Morning Devotions. Thank you again for our time together. I want us to come to Acts chapter 6 today, beginning with verse 1. Now in those days, when the disciples were increasing in number, a complaint by the Hellenistic arose against the Hebrews because their widows were being neglected in the daily distribution. Now, sometimes complaints happen in church because people get neglected. The Hellenistic were the Greek Jews, and they lived in one part of the city. The Hebraic Jews, well, they lived in the rest of the city. The apostles were all Hebraic Jews who honestly didn't come from Jerusalem. They came from Galilee. So you can imagine trying to get out the distribution to help the poor widows and things. It was difficult. I mean, it's like when we do visitation even today. Now, it's better today than it was back in the early 80s, but we used to find houses by what I call lips. So you would walk up a little ways and you'd get to the house and you'd say, "Do you know where Juan de la Cruz lives?" And they go. And so you'd go back over there and then you go, and you would follow the lips to the house. Now, it would be much like that. There were no street names posted on the streets in those days. There was none of that. So they just had to find their way around a city that they did not know. Many of the roads would have literally been about this wide because some of those roads are the same today in the old section of the city. They just, basically a place to walk. Now, brothers and sisters, you can imagine how difficult it was. So again, there were complaints because there was a group of people being neglected. Did the apostles mean to neglect anybody? No. So what did they do? They got a whole group of Hellenistic Jews, and it's interesting that all of the names of the deacons, the first deacons, were Hellenistic. And they just said, you know what, best way to stop this, we've got all Hebraic pastors, let's have all Hellenistic Jews, and we will take care of this problem. Now, when the apostles had the help, so that they no longer had to take time away from the ministry of prayer and the ministry of the word. It said, then they set them before the apostles, and they prayed and laid hands on them. And the word of the Lord continued to increase, and the number of the disciples multiplied greatly in Jerusalem, and a great many of the priests became obedient to the faith. Why? Because the apostles had help getting a lot of the daily work done so that they could focus, not just on sitting in a little room and praying and reading their Bibles, but the ministry of prayer, going out and praying for people, the ministry of the word, going out and teaching people. You say, Pastor, what are you wanting to say to us today? I need help. All of our pastors, we need help. We need you to step up and help us get all the little things done so that nobody is neglected, because when you love people, you don't want anybody neglected. But we need help. So rather than criticize things that are not being done, help pastors get things done. Now, if you're part of another church, rather than criticize your pastor, especially if it's a smaller church, why don't you step up and help the pastor get things done? That causes church growth.